everybody. Good morning. Hold on one second here, and I'm going to move this over to this area, and then we can begin. Let me get rid of this as well. Right into this little area on the video I want to watch. But before we even get to that, let me just make sure I get the music off. I do. Cool. I would expect things to start slowing down a little bit into next week too, as you go into the weekend and you go into Memorial Day. We're going to start with the basics on the ES and then kind of go from there. And what I think we should do with the ES is go back and go old school on this chart and go through all these levels and take some of these off and really get into, because we're getting back into this area where we had all this stuff marked off before. We really didn't have to worry about it. But now we kind of, no, I won't say worry about it, but we got to be cognizant of what's up here. Again, let me click save on that. So, and we'll have these things like right here. So a lot of people don't remember this July CPI month over month, PCE December area. See where you hit right here? And it tied into like this whole area. And I have these other areas like right in here too, but this was, let's go to settings and go to text, and that will blow it up so that you can see it. But that was election day right here. And you can see how we hit that election day, and it's right up here. And then this was, let's shrink this December down a little bit right into this. We'll shrink that one down to like an 8 now. And we'll blow this one up to like a 20 so that we can see it. And this was Itchy's FOMO speech, right? Like FOMC speech really, and the October 2024 PPI level. And that's tied directly into here. We're a special day. I cut rates. I don't know why I did it. I'm just crazy that way. And now you're getting into that election kind of day. And this was the top of that H and up here. But what I want to do is just when we go, and now you know what these levels are, when I do this, you'll see it. And how we fought it the other day, rallied, fought it, rallied. But look what you did. You flipped it. So this is really the first time that you flipped this since February. And it's happening today, which is kind of interesting. I don't think you have to do a lot with it. But I think it's kind of interesting. And I do think it's something to pay attention to. What I would say with it is, just watch these levels like super, super carefully, because you've got some big levels here. But I don't know that, one, for this to happen, to get to that election day level, and I don't care about housing starts. I truly don't. But to get up to your 62 basis points, it's not a lot to get there. But these are your big, big levels. Like this is a huge level, and you're through it. And then the election days up here. And I think that's super important. And we really haven't had to deal with these or pay attention to them for some time. And now we do. Hold on one second here. And let's go to this. Get in here. Observations. And I don't know why my charts look so weird now when I post them. They didn't used to. All right. And let's get that going from there. And get that in for everybody. Yay! And go from there. Changes to analyst ratings. All right, cool. So these would be the big levels there. Now, if we took this and let me just click, I want to click save. All right, cool. And then let me just go here, and I'm going to do that on the SPY. So like for me on the SPY, I would just really watch this level. And then if I was to equate this out, like you can see it right in here, but see that up here? Like that's really where you're heading. This gap closed, held, fought. See how you're fighting this area like over and over again? Bonk, 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 flip, bonk, 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 right? So that's your level. That's just sitting there waiting for you. And people are going to buy right into it. Not you guys, because you're smart, but you're going to want to watch these levels like a hawk today. I don't know that you're going to get that umph today. You're getting a lot of good news now, and a lot of it, I think, is not even in the darn market yet. I don't think people understand that you just went from zero growth on NVIDIA's market to, unlimited funds in the UAE now buying AI chips. But, whatever. But if I had to look at, the levels that I think are super important today, I mean, I'm not really adding a lot of value by saying, well, like, watch this. Like, I mean, duh. I think that's important, but also these previous closes are getting super important. You're watching those battlegrounds again of those previous closes. The other thing that I noticed too is when I was buying names the other day, a lot of these names I couldn't get back to the price that I wanted. And I think that's very important. When I can't get back to a price that I wanted, like that I paid for it, that's a pickle. So we have the, yay, all our problems are fixed. The election, we have the peak VWAP election here. And now this is where we're at. So if I don't know, I went to this green line. I'm not feeling good about it. I'm going to have to pick a different color. I don't know. I was trying to match all the colors, but I'm not really crazy about that. It's not working for me. But if I look at how this is all going, I would watch the doji. You got to flip it. But this level right here, that's itchy special day again. And if we go here to look at it, there was a lot else going on at that level that a lot of people just don't remember, like, how far this level goes back. And I would just pay July 11th CPI month over month, December contract roll, PCE 12 on 12/20. Like everything was that level. And you ran right into it on Monday and then you flipped it. You never came back and tested it, which is kind of odd. You should test that. And maybe you're going to test it later just to make sure that it's there. And then you have Itchy's FOMC meeting December 18th, and you're sitting right there on that doji. So that's the top of the H when we broke down the first time. So to get back to those levels, and then you see it start to lose it there again, you just kind of want to maybe chill out a little bit here, I guess is the best way to say it. And just watch, I'm not so sure you're just going to, miraculously lift here. A lot of stuff's got built in super fast here, super fast. And I think that's really important to watch. I'm more of a demarcation person. If you haven't noticed, I look at very specific levels, and then when those levels move or don't move, that's really where I want to pay attention to it. And if I reject up here, well, that's definitely it. What do you got for me? And then go there, and let me just drop that in. Let me drop it like it's hot. You crazy kids still say that, don't you? I'm hip. I tell my son I'm hip all the time. I'm like, I have a YouTube channel. He's like, whatever, boomer. So I'd watch that. If we drop it to the Qs, drop it here. I mean, you can see it, right? I mean, it's super clear what's going on. If we drop it here, I mean, you see it, right? Probably don't even need me to point it out. So obvious. So I don't know. Maybe don't get too excited. Maybe sell into that and let it prove to you that it's going to go. I mean, that's really what I would do with technology today. It's what I did with technology today, quite frankly. You want to sell into these areas and just, don't be retail, man. I don't know how else to say it, but just don't be retail. Let's tell me, did I drop the SPY chart in there too, so that people can see that SPY chart? I believe, because I think that's super, super important for people to have that. What other names are you going to ask me about? There's so many that came out with earnings. I know you guys are going to ask about. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta start watching this stuff. I have this position I have. I'm doing really well with it, but some of this stuff's starting to turn a little bit, I think. Getting a little up there. You got a lot factored in now, you know, on some of these names. So that open, they're all second guessing their life choices. See it? So I do like this part of this trade. So you undercut right here. See how you undercut that little area and just check the lows. You can see the numbers right here. Just enough to rip their faces off, make them cry. And then yet this entire body encapsulates that body, which means you had more net buying the day before. So I think you're going to break it personally. But there I go again, thinking. And your vol's over my scan. You can put that there. I think that's important. Give me a second. Okay, let's go. What's up, Jonah? You got a lot of trade deals going on right now. I don't really care about the housing data. If somebody wants me to go over it, I will, but I really don't care. I care more about what happens. Yeah, I think the important thing about this deal, John, and what I would look at is I think what I would do with this is really look at the terms. So I'm not going to get all into it now, but I own this. I have no interest in selling it. If you look at the terms of the deal, it makes a lot of sense if you think that retail is going to go higher to hold this. But I'm not going to get into all the terms right now for time's sake, but I would definitely take a look at what's going on there. Boot, you ripped on earnings and you just kind of stayed there. I don't really like dojis like this. I'd like a much more solid close, so that's not for me. AGX, I don't know about. I'm not watching this one at all. You're setting up nicely, nice grind, but I don't know enough about it to talk intelligently about it. I do think that what's up, Alan? This charter deal is interesting. Everybody loves deals like this when you can buy a company that's private and then it goes on the public market. Everybody loves these deals. Like they love them. So I do think something like that could go today. It's definitely worth paying attention to, Alan. This is not really my kind of trade. I don't know why you're up 7. Are you really up 7? Yeah, you really are. I don't know what the news is. I'd have to look at the news. Maybe I can grab it like super quick and then talk a little more about it. Let me see if we can find that. That does look like something that is worth talking about the way it's acting. Why do I care that he doubled his stake? I never understood this. He buys something cheaper Berkshire bought it, and because Berkshire bought it, we're supposed to buy it so that he can make more money. So dumb. The guy owns things for decades. People are going to trade it for a week. Um, so dumb. I mean, I don't buy those things. Um, I just don't do it. Yep, please hit the like button. Helps greatly with the algorithm. Every day, all day, every day. I don't know. I mean, like, isn't this one like in a shopping mall somewhere? Like, I mean, you're just trading the volatility, right? Like, you just know you have everybody short because they don't do their own homework, and someone on the internet tells them to short, and then you kind of go from there. So, and then kind of go from. I do think that's important. Um, I do. I think this is super like important to understand. Like, you're trading that you're short squeezing. Like, it's not moving up because somebody did $10 million or $15 million. You know, I don't know if it's this one that's in the shopping mall or it's QUBT. One of them's in a shopping mall. I remember when they interviewed Riot, they found that it was like in some dude's apartment. Like, it was crazy. Um, TEM, like, definitely not. I wouldn't go near that with a 10-foot pole right now. You got a bearish engulfing after taking in all that supply. Like, tell me you're going down without telling me you're going down. I wouldn't go near that. Some other people are going to look at it and say, well, what about this? And yeah, you're right. But let me know how it goes, and then I'll come back to it. But I don't have any interest in um, anything like that. So let's get to it. I don't think there's any intermediate prospects for Hertz. I would not buy Hertz if I was thinking for intermediate prospects. I wouldn't go near it. Like, why? You're going to buy a turnaround situation and look for an intermediate prospect. Like, what's the catalyst? You know, I don't think you have one, do you? If you do, put it in the room. I'd love to know what it is. But I'm around for when they refinance their debt and they turn that company around. I'm in that thing for, like, I look at that thing like, with me in a year. When you buy these things and you buy these names, you have to remember why you're doing it. I wouldn't go near this until I'm over this, Jonah. But, like, you have to know why you bought this. And if you don't know why you own it, why are you on it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he owns this. Like, I own it because Ackman owns it. Ackman's cost is $4. So the only thing I want to do is get my cost as close to Ackman's as possible, so I could be as close to the exact trade that he's doing. That's all I really care about. So when it drops and gets smoked like this, I'm probably out there buying more, right? Because I'm trying to get my cost as close to his as possible. I'm not trying to buy it up here. Like, that's just ridiculous. I think we actually sold some up here, like 9, after we just saw that 9 was going to be its nemesis for a while. But you have to look at why you buy these things. Like, I bought this ZIM the other day at 14, and I said to somebody, like, I'm not selling it. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I just want to own the company. The dividends, like, it's paid $48 in dividends over like 3 years. It's crazy how much money people are making off this thing. I don't want to sell it. I just want the dividends for, as long as this company's before they take it private, which I think they do. Just an opinion, but what do I know? So, like, when I bought this thing, someone said to me the other day, oh gosh, you're up from 14 to $18. My response was, am I? I'm not even watching the stock. Like, I don't even know. It's in a different account. I compartmentalize my accounts. Like, I'm not even watching it. I'll look at it at the end of the day, maybe, or if it's a scan, but I don't really care. So that's how you have to be with some of these names. Like, I don't care about the daily fluctuations. And like, Hertz, man, like, you better be thinking long term. You better be thinking long term. I'm not going to go through all those. Um, I will touch base on this because I think that this is important. I don't think people understand what happened here. So, and maybe this goes again today. So their earnings are out, and their earnings are out, right? And or here's your earnings, and then they exploded. All right, and then you're up $300 from earnings, and just disclosure, I own this. And it's hard to make money with it because like it's $1,100 stock, but it's not hard to make money, but like I get why people don't buy it. But anyway, here's the point that I'm getting at with it. I think I'm up like $50 or $60 in it, whatever. Their ad revenue on their ad model year over year is now up 135%. This is going to be like $1 trillion company. Like there's no doubt that that's going to be it. This to me is like owning like Melly to an extent, right? For the people that are asking about this thing, like when is the right time to sell Melly? Like never. But can you hold this? Like, can you hold from 1,800 to 1,300 and say, I'm not going to get out of it? Like most people can't do that. So I would say size accordingly with stuff like this and leave it alone. Pardon me. But that's why it moved yesterday. That's why it moved the way that it did, because people are like, oh my gosh, that they're going to crush on earnings again. Like people are realizing why it moved the way it is and what earnings are going to be that day. Like it's going to be huge. It's going to be absolutely huge. So it is what it is. What else do you have on that list? Meta, we should talk about. Meta's down just because of the the whole thing of, oh, we're not going to come out with that standalone product for a couple days. All right, cool. Or a couple months, cool, whatever. So do I think that that's important? Yeah, I do. I do think that that's important. 1 second. Here. All right, cool. $10 is going to move the market. The amount of put closing or call closing is going to move the market. And then you go into next week, which is going to be super slow. And then the week after is going to be slow too. The next 2 weeks are going to be slow. It's exciting, isn't it, Ian? Where's my coffee? Jesus. No, I love myself. I'm not buying that. I think that this is, I get why people are doing it. I'm more interested in apparel. Apparel's more interesting to me than this. I don't know how this goes. It's perfect the way it's set up. Like that's a perfect entry. Like the way that these two flip. Like whenever I flip on an institutional level like this, the best trades have these crosses, and these crosses are usually before the flip. Like they're usually the best. Do I really want to own this name? Is this the name I want to buy on the turnaround? Probably not. It's probably not the name that I want to buy. So we'll see how that goes and kind of go from there. But kind of interesting. I wonder why this got smoked yesterday. Did this get smoked because the other name got smoked? That's stupid. Is that why this went down? Because the other name went down? That doesn't really make any sense. What's up, Angela? That hack freaked everybody out. So I would just let it fester. I have no interest in it here. The hack freaked everybody out. And then they said no one was hacked. And then you find out that everybody was hacked and they've had access to your information since January. So there's that. There she is. Happy Friday. What's up, Mitch? That's where all the cool kids are. What's up, Magic Man? Good morning from Abu Dhabi. Good morning from Miami. We got a bunch of people. I think like 4 or 5% of the room is there. Good morning from Utah. Utah just got voted the best state in the country to live in. ISAR. Isn't that interesting? Maybe ISAR. You screwing around with me? You playing games with me? I don't have an ISAR. I have MP. I don't play with these, the mineral guys. Good morning from Vietnam. Good morning from Miami. I've never been there. I heard it's beautiful. Good for you, man. I hope you do well with it. Good morning from New York. Good morning from Miami. Netflix, we went over. I think it's going to be a freaking savage, dude. What's up, brother? What's going on, Steven? He does not own 5% of the treasuries. He might own 5% of one tranche of one treasury. So like he might own one series of like the 3-month 5%, something like that. He could certainly, he could certainly do that. I'm 100% he could do that. Why do I feel like I'm sitting in a small boy chair? Like I don't know what's happening now. All this AI, they can't figure out. Like now I'm like a small child. There we go. Oh, that's nice. Free burritos for everybody. Thing looks like a freaking set. See, when I was just talking about when I said like when these flip here before you're here, they're the ones you want to watch. This one didn't do that though. This one flipped ahead of it and then went. But you don't want to play with them. You really don't. Same thing with the crosses. Like when they have the 12-22 cross and then they break. No. I gotta tell you, like sometimes I go on this. Sometimes I look at like some of these programs on these shows. I'm wondering what I'm doing with my life. I was trying to watch something on Netflix the other day. I think I just watched Gangs of London, but then I can watch all the episodes for free on YouTube. Somehow they pirated them. I go on Amazon. What do I watch there? That Reacher show, but I'm not watching anything else on there. And someone tried to get me into Andor, like, oh, you got to watch Andor. Man, it is like watching paint dry. And I keep watching it. It's like a train wreck to me. But we'll say ACHR is ripping, is it? Yay. The earnings were good, right? I think this stuff's super cool. What a great time to be alive. Watch all this technology. I think it's really cool. What type of vol you got? You got some volume there? What do you got going on in there? Got a little volume? What do you got me watching here? What are you talking about? Damn, I'm not going near this thing. What are you talking about? Look at them. They're dumping on you. I'm not going near that, man. Coming from Lafayette. Probably not the worst idea, dude. GE looks great. I got you. That might be why. I wonder if they're going to do some kind of class action RICO thing on the whole space. Is it beautiful? That is true. I used to get faux all the time when I'd be up in New York or Philly. They don't really do faux in or pho in Miami. They're not a big on the pho in Miami. Good morning. I love looking forward to the weekend. I get very bored on the weekend. I have to interact like a human. No, I haven't seen him do anything of consequence of anything I'd be interested in even remotely doing. I can't tell you his last good trade since the great financial crisis. Can anyone name a trade that he did in the past 12 years that was any relevance of paying attention to? Disney, I can't find anything really good on. Reacher was good. I don't have the commercials. Maybe because I think I have Prime. I don't have commercials on there. I watched Daredevil. I did watch this. I thought Daredevil Born Again was really good, but I like the Punisher. Like I understand why he's so angry. Gangs of London was fire. I'm not crazy about the last season, but Gangs of London was fire. That is probably one of the most underrated shows. Oh, was he? Oh, interesting. I think Walmart's super interesting. I don't know that you have to, get involved. I had a day trade on it. I kicked yesterday. I think that the APOs of the world and the KKRs of the world are worth paying attention to. Bro, come on. It's brutal. Granny shots ended Hood. He dig himself out of a hole yet? Oh, look. All that pain and you're flat. Okay. That's great. Go to your happy place. Oh, it's going to be crazy, dude. The AI stuff. I don't think when I really started, like I was on a call the other day. I get asked to do these conferences, right? Like hop on a call with somebody that's like in business to just speak on the like public trading side. Like these guys will have corporations, right? Like they'll have big businesses, and then they'll ask me to like, okay, well, what do you think about it from a public markets perspective, like from a stock perspective? And when I saw what they were talking about, like on the AI side, I don't think people have a clue what these businesses are really thinking of doing and where they're going with it. And it's not a function, like everyone thinks it's going to be laying off people. It's not. It's good. Like this is where I think it's going, Shane. From what I gathered, the big companies, the best companies that I think what they're going to do is that person that's hired is going to become increasingly more productive. And what's going to happen is you're going to go through a period of increased productivity like you had in the 90s, and they're going to cut rates into it. That's where this is going. That's why I think the market's going a heck of a lot higher. It's not going to do it today, but I think that's where we're going. We should do more like Q&As, like just Q&As some days. But I 100% in agreement with you. And the other thing is, I don't know what Google search is going to do. Because to me, when people start realizing how fast they could find something else out through other means, I don't know. And I'm sure they're going to come up with something. They're super smart. So it's just interesting. Did he buy China before all the pop? There you go. He did do something. Yeah, but they want to buy houses. I don't really agree with that. Right. Right. That's where I think it's going, dude. That's exactly where I think it's going. All right. I got to jump. Trade to win today. Have a great weekend, everyone.